Hello and welcome to Lohmann and Rauscher's presentation. I'm Kim Chu and I'm the Senior Product Manager for Lohmann and Rauscher and I oversee the compression portfolio. I'm pleased to be able to present to you the Tribute Wrap Head and Neck Garment. Tribute Wrap Head and Neck is an off-the-shelf adjustable foam garment for the management of lymphedema or edema. It may be used alone or in conjunction with other treatments and it is worn at night time or during periods of low activity. Tribute Wrap Head and Neck helps to improve skin health and maintain or improve the gains achieved from day therapy. It is designed to make it easier for your patients to manage their condition, enabling self-care and patient empowerment. Tribute Wrap is made up of uneven foam chips. These foam chips are variable in density and size as shown in the image, and these foam chips help to soften and break up hardened or fibrotic tissue due to intermittent pressure created by movement. It is said that individuals move more than 150 times per night. The chevron channeling that you can see on the garment is based on the manual lymphatic drainage principles of directing lymphatic fluid to collateral pathways. The massage effect the garment provides mimics MLD. For those who are familiar with Tribute Night custom garments, the same technology design features are used for Tribute Wrap, except the Tribute Wrap has been designed as an off-the-shelf adjustable garment, whereas Tribute Night is a custom garment. Another benefit of Tribute Wrap, which make it an effective choice, is the inner material made of CoolCore technology. This is a chemical-free technology that is cool to touch, and it is designed to rapidly wick moisture away and heat as well. This helps to regulate body temperature. I'm joined today by Liz Charlton, the Director of Positive Motion Physiotherapy in Canberra. Liz and her team specialise in oncology and lymphedema therapy. Liz will discuss her patient's experience with the Tribute Wrap Head and Neck.
Hi there, this is Liz from Positive Motion Physiotherapy. I'm talking to you today about the L&R Tribute Head and Neck Wrap that we were lucky enough to trial with one of our patients. So the patient that we trialed this product with was the lovely Richard, and Richard had undergone salivary gland cancer on the left side in June 2024. He did have localized spread to the lymph nodes, so unfortunately he had 22 lymph nodes removed in this area, and then he did also go on to have immunotherapy and radiotherapy, with his radiotherapy performed at the Lifehouse in Sydney. So the chemotherapy he is still having ongoing, and he did quite early on after his treatment start to develop some swelling around his head and neck area. So we ended up having a good look at him. He had had some management at the hospital locally here in Canberra, and his clinical challenge was that although he was a very compliant patient, he did still have some swelling that was accumulating, particularly in his facial region. And so he had quite thickened scar tissue on the same side as his swelling. He embarked on a treatment plan of trying to restore his range of motion, manage his scar tissue, but also help him to manage this swelling. So in order to do that, we taught him a lot of self-care, self-massage, and he was a very, very good patient in that he wanted to also undertake some exercise, and that included some exercises for his neck as well. We did get him recovering well, and we felt like we'd done a good job, but this facial swelling still persisted. So at first we decided to trial a head and neck garment that was more of a compression garment to be worn overnight, and he didn't tolerate that very well, so just a soft stretchy type one. And the reason he didn't tolerate that well is because at nighttime he did feel that it was tight around his neck to the point that it was creating a bit of pseudo sleep apnea. And so the next plan was to trial him on a comfy wave garment and see if we could get some movement through the face. Now, the limitations of something like the comfy wave is that it also, can be a little tight around the neck and perhaps didn't go up quite as far on his face. So he would get some better results, certainly from using something like the comfy wave, even at home during the day or at night. But again, still had this sort of pseudo sleep apnea feel that was hard to prevent, and also stopped him wearing the garment for quite so long. So when I was approached by Eleanor to have a look at the tribute wrap for the head and neck, I then thought of Richard and asked him if he would be willing to trial the product. So we did this, we did receive it, and I gave it to Richard to use. And initially on putting it on, I wasn't sure whether he would have a good fit with it or if it would be easy enough for him to put on, because he has quite actually a small face structure, but just with this one-sided swelling. So in the clinic, I have to say he walked away and I wasn't sure how he was going to go with it, just given how it fitted him when he walked out. But when he actually came back to report to me, he did in fact find that it had been really comfortable to wear overnight. It covered a lot more of his face, which made it really good for the cheek swelling, and the nasolabial pathway had been identified on ICG at this stage, so we knew it was important to try and optimize the flow in that area. And he had found it quite comfortable. So yeah, the feedback that he gave was certainly positive, and he felt that it gave him less of that feeling of sleep apnea. He also found that compression straps were quite helpful to get on that lower part of his cheek, and the ridges and channels that it created, he did feel that were quite equal to the product he'd used before. He was able to last about 4 hours at night, but this has actually increased a little bit, and he perhaps also felt it was giving him more definition underneath his chin. So I think on balance, he found the results very good. And the only funny thing, which, look, anecdotally, I think I understand, is that he said that it could look rather frightening on, and that he may not choose to walk and open the front door with his Eleanor tribute on. But he said this is probably the case with all of the items that he trialed before. It's just perhaps its darker color and its bulky quality that maybe will be interesting as a reaction for some patients who are worried about that. But otherwise, look, he has definitely found that Eleanor tribute wrap for the head and neck was more successful than the products he had tried before. And I would definitely try it again on patients, who may need that coverage and a little bit, more of an interesting option to help with the swelling in the areas where they need it. Thanks again for the trial. I hope this is helpful.
As you can see, the tribute wrap head and neck supports easy self-care of head and neck related lymphedema and edema during low activity by comfortably adjusting to your patient's facial and neck contour. Here are some of the key features if you'd like to pause and take an image. Here are some additional accessories which can be added for facial compression therapy. Please feel free to scan the QR codes to view the application process. Tribute wrap head and neck garments help maintain gains made during day therapy while allowing the flexibility to support further reduction. Simply adjust it around the neck and then on top of the head for comfortable home therapy. The goal was to provide you with an overview of tribute wrap head and neck and how this product can complement day therapy prescribed to your patients. Please don't hesitate to contact me or customer service if you have any queries. Thank you very much for watching Eleanor's presentation.